Am I the asshole for rejecting my neighbor's parcel and getting into an altercation with the courier? So I'm 23F in bed and the buzzer rings in our apartment and it's not got a concierge or anything fancy. They come in and the post boxes are too small for this parcel. Since COVID, some companies consider a signature required parcel delivered if they photograph it in front of an open door. This is relevant later. My downstairs neighbor and I don't get along. Once, a couple of years ago, I accepted a parcel for this Neanderthal and knocked on his door every day for a week to no response. A couple of days later he is outside my door furious and accusing me of keeping his parcel. I produce it unopened and intact and explain I've tried to notify him and the parcel people said they'd leave him a note which he'd clearly either received or was notified by them when he called them up. No apology. Took his parcel and left, and while trudging away I told him that I'd never collect anything for him in the future. Fast forward to a few days ago and a courier buzzes and says it's for number XX and I decline and say I'm not receiving the parcel. He seems bemused when he buzzes again and asks whether I could let him in the lobby so he can try the 5 other neighbors, so I do, probably out of guilt that I rejected the delivery and he was doing his job. I hear a knock on the door and when it's ajar I see this parcel on the floor with the courier taking a picture with the door open. I lose the plot with him and kick the thing away and demand he deletes the picture. He says fine. I'll ask another neighbor, looking at me as if I was crazy. Am I the asshole for rejecting the parcel in this manner? In my defense, if your neighbor saw evidence that I received it, and it was not given to me and went missing, could it not have caused a massive argument? Update: just had a chat and none of the other neighbors accepted the parcel, whereas we routinely accept parcels for each other from the other 5 properties. Quite telling, but all opinions respected. This happened in the UK, but keen to hear US perspectives also as to what happens there that might change if AITA or not. Not the asshole. You said you weren't accepting it, and the courier tried to dump it on you anyway. Next time, don't let them in the lobby. Not the asshole. The delivery driver was in the wrong. Seems like they were just taking the laziest and quickest option. The entire point of leaving a package with a neighbor is to ensure it was safe. Instead they decided to drop it and run and leave you with the responsibility without even telling you. I've worked for UPS and FedEx a total of 15 years and do not understand the driver's thinking in this case. Not the asshole, but that driver and your neighbor are. I was waiting for a package last week and got a picture notification that it was on my doorstep. It was a completely different package in the picture, one from a week before. My actual package had been delivered across the street. Luckily, the people here are good enough to make sure it gets to the correct address. I thought about reporting the driver for just sending a week-old picture instead of making sure the real package got to the right door, but figured they'd just say something like, well, at least you got it, right? Not the asshole. You could have handled the situation better by not kicking the parcel, but SHT happens. I think you did the right thing by not accepting the parcel and getting the photo deleted. The delivery driver was rude for ignoring you the first time, so I can understand your anger with him placing it in front of your door and trying to leave you with it. I would continue to not accept parcels for this person. Not the asshole. X200B report the courier to his employer. YTA for buzzing in a guy in an unrecognizable uniform with a box claiming to be delivering there. That's a liability to your safety. Not the asshole for everything else in this situation. Update: just had a chat and none of the other neighbors accepted the parcel, whereas we routinely accept parcels for each other from the other 5 properties. Quite telling, but all opinions respected. Seems like you are not the only one with bad experience. Not the asshole. NTA don't accept parcels unless you are friendly with neighbors. NTA. And next time don't buzz anyone in that's not your guest. The delivery person could have buzzed other people like they did with you. Not the asshole, but get a peephole. If it's shared space outside that door, opening it blind isn't safe. This time it was inconvenient and annoying, next time it could be unsafe. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Call the local Amazon terminal assuming that's who it is and tell them what the driver tried to do. It's not your responsibility to take a parcel for a neighbor who is a jerk, nor your responsibility to allow a driver to just half do his job. Nope, not the asshole. That neighbor made it clear that they didn't want you to accept his packages. Kicking the box wasn't a great thing to do. Next time, record yourself verbally refusing delivery. Not the asshole, you warned the neighbor, and also tried to tell the delivery guy in a nicer way, but he decided to do so anyway. He took advantage of you letting him in and tried to just dump it on you despite saying no. No, I don't want it should have been the end of it, but that guy decided to be a jerk. I would have given him some harsh "what does the word no mean to you?" but words and kicked it also. Entire, you made it very clear that you will not expected any package on his behalf. Not the asshole. That delivery driver is though. Why couldn't they take a picture in front of the correct door? Doesn't make sense. Not the asshole, but don't kick the parcel next time. Not the asshole. My annoying neighbors always had their packages mailed to me. One time the postman asked me to sign for them, and I refused. I mean, they smoked weed every night and stunk up my apt, had loud music daily from 8 AM till 11 PM etc. I don't have a problem with weed, I just hate the fucking smell. My dog uses THC. I just refused because they weren't kind. Ntar. You are not obligated to take in other people's parcels for them, and your neighbor has been aggressive and rude to you. Why would you do them another favor? The courier already knew you weren't going to receive it for them and should have taken that answer the first time you gave it. Instead, they tried to pull a fast one and get away, hoping that you would just accept it because their picture would prove it had been left with you. You admittedly didn't have to kick the parcel. But it's understandable. Not the asshole, never accept packages that's in your name. You can have shit luck and there could be drugs in it and your neighbor is using you as a ploy. Not the asshole. I share a drive with an absolute twatwaffle of a neighbor and things get misdelivered all the freaking time. I used to take her garbage down to her, but I'd have to harass her for my stuff, so now I have like a million signs with my address in front of my house and I make the delivery idiots deal with her large dogs or return the parcel. If she was a decent human being and even just sat them at our mailboxes, fine, whatever, but no, it was getting to the point of me starting mail theft procedures. Ntar, the delivery guy didn't have to be lazy about it as you already said no. And your neighbor's in a hole anyways. You already knew it was going to be an issue and decided to avoid it. Though you didn't have to kick it. No, and you are not required to accept anyone else's mail or packages. Call the carrier and report their driver and his actions. You are not your neighbor's keeper. Off topic, but I am very amused at the amount of people who either didn't read the full post or don't have reading comprehension, as they fail to understand why the parcel was not left in front of the neighbor's closed door instead of ARP's open door. Not the asshole, you told the courier that you would not accept parcel, yet he tried to leave it by your door despite that. He did not have your permission. Next time, refuse to buzz a courier in. He needs to get another neighbor to buzz him in and take delivery, or courier needs leave a note wherever they leave notes for bad neighbor to come get his package. Not the asshole, the driver was being lazy and should have taken the package back as no one was willing to receive it. Not the asshole, I don't take deliveries for a particular neighbor in my block either, he's an absolute ass. Deliveries driver is in the wrong and good for you. Like you say, very telling that no one else takes deliveries for him. Not the asshole, the driver should have took no for an answer, at least he'll likely not try and get you to take parcels in future. Sometimes it's good to be memorable. In the driver's defense, he's likely self-employed and paid either per delivered parcel, or has a standard wage that has reductions for non-delivery of parcels. This means he's likely under extreme pressure to deliver all parcels. Not the asshole. If your neighbor doesn't have the basic life skills to be polite when asking receiving favors from people, then he needs a different system for getting parcels delivered. Presumably they will try again, or ask him to come to the depot to collect. Not the asshole. I wouldn't have taken it after the way neighbor behaved the first time. Not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole. Kicking it was a bit of an overreaction, but other than that the delivery person was in the wrong. Not the asshole for rejecting the parcel. But there was no reason to kick it, was there? The delivery guy is clearly lazy, and is just trying to dump his problem onto someone else. You're totally not the asshole about not accepting the package, but you're slightly an AH for buzzing the guy in. You shouldn't have answered the buzz the second time, and you shouldn't have opened the door when you heard the knock. That's what the peephole is for. Don't understand. If he can leave it in front of your door, why can he not leave it in front of receiver's door? I suspect you are leaving something out of this post. Based on these quotes, this Neanderthal, I lose the plot with him and kick the thing away. You're the asshole and you have some anger issues that need to be addressed. Okay, the neighbor wasn't great with you, but your aggressive and over-the-top behavior, combined with the dumb label you give him, tell me you are in fact the asshole. Is there a reason you couldn't have just told the courier instead of lose the plot? Hey man, my neighbor was a huge asshole about this one parcel, so I don't take any for them. Delete the pictures. Is better than doing a triple axel over your own crap. I'm going WA very mild. You're the asshole. While I totally understand the annoyance from history, kicking the parcel away is infantile behavior. Yes. ESH scummy neighbor, shifty delivery guy, you know why they are bad, and I agree with that. You have some as well because you buzzed the delivery guy into the building and then kicked the package. If you weren't willing to deal with any of it, you should not have granted the guy access to the building. You reacted poorly to a situation you should have just ignored. Yep, you're the asshole for this bit. I lose the plot with him and kick the thing away. Just drop the parcel on your neighbor's doorstep, take your own picture as proof, and be done with it. I was on your side, but that second edit makes me think you're an asshole. ESH, why would you have kept that guy's package for a week though? Obviously he would be annoyed if you kept it from him for that long. Yes, you're the asshole. Instead of acting Bat's hit, explain the situation. I once did him this exact favor, and he showed at my door and threatened me. So, please leave it elsewhere. I don't want to be involved. You're the asshole for taking it over the top. Not the asshole. But be aware that the courier might not delete the pic and your neighbor might get the proof of delivery picture with the parcel outside your door. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and next time don't let them in the lobby. It is not your package, so no need to deal with it at all. Info: if the courier was going to leave the package at a door, why didn't he leave it at the door of the apartment it was for? I only ever used to accept stuff for 1 or 2 building apartment neighbors, because I knew they were sane and reasonable people. I had a couple I wouldn't hold on to a blank sheet of paper for, though. Not the asshole. What you have learned from this is to not open the door for any courier with a parcel for the Neanderthal so that this situation doesn't happen again. Ever. Not the asshole. First up, I wasn't letting the courier in. If he did get in, I wasn't opening my door. I would have called the company the courier works for and let them know that I don't appreciate their employee doing what he did. That neighbor and I aren't even cordial as such. I don't accept delivery for him, but their employee tried to leave a package outside my door. I would also appreciate it if they contacted the person for their delivery and not knock on my door. Do you guys not have an addresses? Why can't packages just get delivered to the correct place? Not the asshole, and I would report that delivery guy. Not only did he disrespect your first answer through the buzzer thing, he knocked on your door and took the picture without your consent. Not the asshole. You don't know what's in the parcel. Could be dangerous or incriminating.